This iconic building behind me holds part of Salt Lake City's beer history. Welcome to the Fisher Mansion on the west side.
If the name Fisher rings a bell, especially here in Salt Lake City, you aren't mistaken. German immigrant Albert Fisher opened Fisher Brewing Company in Salt Lake City in 1884, one of Utah's earliest breweries. Fisher had the mansion constructed in 1893 on Salt Lake City's west side, near the banks of the Jordan River. He lived there with his wife Alma and their 5 children. The city has owned the structure since 2006.
It's architecturally significant because the architect of this home was Richard Kletting, who was the architect of the Capitol.
I met up with Chris Wharton, chair for the Salt Lake City Council, for a tour inside this historic mansion.
As soon as the city acquired it, we put it on the National Register of Historic Places. And then since then, the effort has been trying to raise the money to refurbish it.
While the outside of this Victorian eclectic home has definitely seen some better days, many original features inside are still intact.
My favorite thing that I learned on this tour is that many of the light fixtures, like the chandelier here at the Fisher Mansion, are all original.
Albert Fisher wanted this house on this property because just a block away is where his brewery was. The brewery was actually placed about a block away to the east because it was fed by a live spring, so there was a freshwater spring there, and that's what they used for the brewery to brew beer.
According to Mapping SLC, by 1905, Fisher employed over 50 people and was brewing 75,000 barrels to distribute to the many taverns he owned in the Salt Lake Valley. This house definitely seemed fitting for a big-time beer baron and his family.
This mansion is 2.5 stories, and on this second floor are where most of the bedrooms are, but there's a total of 12 rooms, and there's a skylight. Beyond it is where the servants stayed.
And so what happened to the original Fisher Brewing Company and the Fisher Mansion? All that is for part 2.